understand the things much more better. So I really admire this platform of ours where we are having this kind of discussions and the learning is happening. And I should say that I don't know about others, but I am the most person who is beneficiating from this sessions that we are going through. And thanks to you, Sunil Bhai, for
To
making
all
me
of
All
part
us.
of it.
benefiting. It is an
Yeah.
excellent platform. So yeah, but
Today,
if you are a teacher, you should not underrate yourself like this.
That is also
very true. Okay, fine. So last class we had completed Viparit Karani Mudra, and today's class we were supposed to start with the Vajroli. Before going ahead with Vajroli, I would like to add some few more things to our understanding. And these things are how an individual is composed of. We all know that we have two forces existing in us. One is Purusha and the other one is Prakruti. Many a times, according to Hatha Yoga, these two forces are masculine and feminine. We, as a part of Prakriti, we are made up of Mahabhutas. We are functioning as Tri Dosha. We are having the Tri Gunatmak existence within us, that is Sattva, Raja, Tama. Now, if you see the Pancha Mahabhuta, in that the earth element is the heaviest one, and the lightest one or the subtlest one is the Akash Tattva, or you can say the space element. And very similarly, if we talk about the three doshas, the Kapha is the heavier one, Pitta is the next, and Vata is the most lighter one. The more we are towards the Akash Tattva, the more we are towards the uh, Vata balance state, we will find ourselves doing lot of good to our Satvikta. And in Hatha Yogic language, or I should say in the language of Swatmaram Suri, he is also trying to make us come to the Satvik state of our existence, or we can say he is trying to make us become more and more Satvik by retaining our forces in their usual locations as they are. He wants the earth element to be grounded. He wants us as individual belonging to Jivatma becoming more and more connected with the space element so that we are forgetting the heavier part of our existence related to earth, water, fire, and become more and more lighter with the space element. And this concept he explains beautifully when he says that the Kundalini is residing at the base near the Mooladhar. Now, Mooladhar is connected with the earth element, and the Chandra or the nectar which is oozing from the skull is beyond the space element. So, he wants our whole body to become very light like that space element. Even the earth element at the base should release its heaviness and become lighter and lighter. And for that, he wants us to understand that instead of getting stuck in the physical enjoyment of the desires or attachment or exercises which we relate ourselves to the material world, maybe working, maybe going for work, maybe being a sprinter, or maybe being a cricketer, or whatever you say, these are all on the heavier notes of Prakritic actions. On the lighter note of the Prakritic actions, we should understand okay, how we are still, how we are silent, how we are very much peaceful within, how we are becoming passive and inactive without being heavier. See, passive can be sluggishness. Passivity can be sluggishness. But when it comes to sluggishness, it is more heavier or inertia, which is tamasikta. But we need to be not even very active, but being passive, we need to be sattvic. And in that sattvikta, we need to be on the lighter note, on the better side of our existence. So how these things can be made understood? And I really salute these Hatha yogis who have done a wonderful explanation in the conceptual manner to understand this practical performance of Vajroli and take ourselves to that subtlety in our own existence. How to reach that subtlety and be there and make ourselves more and more sattvic is what we can learn from this Vajroli Mudra. Friends, when we go through each and every shloka, we will find that he talks in a language of vulgarism. He brings about the concept of intercourse between a male and female, and they both coming together to activate that energy resources and make ourselves lighter, and how to retain that lighter note of our energy and excel and move ahead in that. Sometimes the release of the semen into the female's womb, or you can say uterus, is said, then sucking of the mixed liquid of the female and the virya of the male, they both becoming together, and through the reproductive organ of the male sucks it back into his existence. Now, to suck it back, what is that ability that you are going to have? What kind of physical ability? What kind of mental understanding? And there is no desire to get attached and vent out or release. In fact, it is to have and become one with the self. How to connect with that? And he goes on to say that this is not only with the male person, but the female one, because we have always seen when the male and the female come together and they copulate, the female is the one where the conception and bears the child. But ultimately, he makes it very clear that bearing of the child is on the other side, that is on the material side. But when it comes to spiritual side, you should make your semen, you should make your orgasmic fluids so much uh, inactive that they are not going to get conceptualized. There, the conception is not taking place, but at the same time, even the woman who is taking up that fluid, the mixture, she is bearing into herself, and the Kundalini is rising, and she is realizing the self. अब ये योगी हो या योगिनी हो, वो दोनों के लिए कैसे हो सकता है? द कंसेप्ट ऑफ अमरोली इज एक्सप्लेन्ड. I will be explaining Amroli in the next class, because we are not going to complete the whole Vajroli, Sahajoli, and Amroli today. Amroli is something with the understanding of the drinking of Swayambhu. So, what is that Swayambhu, and how that is going to make us realize our subtler existence, or how we are going to make ourselves more sattvic? Sometimes many or not sometimes, but many a times I feel that if a student is not ready to understand this language, he should not be discussed Vajroli. He should not be taught Vajroli. He should not be explained Vajroli. Why? First, that kind of maturity has to come to a person in order to go through Vajroli and understand it to a better level. And these were the words almost 10 to 12 years back when I used to attend Guruji's sessions. Now he has stopped everything. If it would have been happening nowadays also, I would have gone there and listened to him. But almost 12 years back, when I used to go to his sessions when it was happening, I used to literally try to understand how he used to, in every session, made us understand this is to be imparted only to the students who are ready to absorb the depth of the knowledge and not to everyone. So with this all explanation and making a platform for you to understand it in a better way, let us go ahead. The shlok number 82, coming to Atha Vajroli. Shvechhaya Vartamano api yogattai niyamyar vina Vajrolim yo vijanati sa yogi siddha bhajanam. The yogi who knows Vajroli attains success in yoga even if he lives as he thinks best without following any injunctions laid down in Yoga Shastra. Now, this is a really, a doubtful statement created by Swatmaramji. He says the person or the yogi knows Vajroli, even if he is not following the other aspects of Hatha Yoga. Which are the other aspects? Like Shatkarma, like Asana, like Pranayama. Even if that person is not following those aspects, in fact, somewhere I feel whether he is trying to exaggerate by telling that Vajroli is so effective that if you are not doing anything else and if you are doing Vajroli, you will attain the self-realizing. Maybe he's trying to say that. So here he says the person who knows Vajroli attains success yoga if he lives as he thinks best. मतलब वो बाकी की चीजों की यम नियम की परवाह न करते हुए अपने हिसाब किताब से अगर वो रहता हो और उसको वज्रोली की जानकारी हो जाए, तो शायद हो सकता है कि उसको अल्टीमेट स्टेट का रियलाइजेशन हो जाए. So here what will happen for a novice student? He will say बाकी कुछ करने का जरूरत नहीं है. हाँ, वज्रोली को बराबर से सीखो और वज्रोली प्रैक्टिस करो. बाकी if we are not doing it is okay. But later on you will realize कि though Swatmaram ji has said this here in the first shloka of Vajroli, but literally he doesn't means that. Because to practice Vajroli also, the practice of Shatkarma, purification is very essential. The practice of asana, strengthening of the muscles and making the whole body stable and sturdy is very essential. The practice of pranayam, where the controlling of the breath and the control on the mind or the control on the desires or the controls on the various emotional aspects of our material life is also supposed to be retained. ये सारी बातें जो है बहुत मायने रखती हैं when we talk about Vajroli. And that's what here Swatmaramji's this statement is to be understood only with our intellectual based understanding, not with the understanding of a novice. आगे तत्र वस्तुद्वयं दुर्लभम यस्य कस्यचित् क्षीरं च एकं द्वितीयं तु नाड़ी च वशवर्तिनी. There are two things which they say are not easy for everyone to secure. Now, what are these two things? One is shira, the fluid which is oozing from the chandra in the throat or in the jatara. That is never controlled. And the other is the control over nadi, and that is chitra nadi. This chitra nadi is something to do with vajra nadi also. Sometimes people say the vajra nadi and the chitra nadi are one and the same. Now, what is chitra nadi? It is something which relates your emotions, your desires in the form of energy, which is the basic energy of lust. If we understand Sigmund Freud's theory of analytical, his id, ego, and super ego, he brings about the concept of infantile sexualism or infantile sexuality. He says the desire to experience pleasure through the genitalia or through the genitals is right there from the birth, because that is carried out because of your past impression. And that is where Sigmund Freud is talking something as the past karmas, which he says ki the child is having those things stored in the subconscious state or the unconscious state right from the birth. And as and when that person is getting maturity, these things get into fructification and such kind of behaviors are expressed. Here, the same thing is been said by Swatmaramji in the language of yoga. Is supporting the expression of the yogis. And here, Swatmaramji being the disciple of Sahajananda, and they both Nath cult, here it is clear what they say. There are two things which are not easy to be brought under our control or brought under our security. Which are those two things? One is the controlling of the Shira, which is dropping down into the Jatara and getting exhumed or consumed. And we are into the cycle of birth and death. And the other is the sexual energy, the semen or the chitranadi, which is responsible for letting out or ejaculation process, is not brought under control. Why? Because you are not having control on your systems. And this is where he is making us understand how yogic explanation is going to be very important here. Now, friends, Kaivaladam has gone on to explain us the two expressions as I have explained to you, but let us read that also. Chandra is the yogic name for a particular spot in the level of the roof of the mouth. It is supposed to secrete a liquid which, in this context, Swatmarama has called as Shira. This liquid is supposed to be the ambrosia for yogi, and an ample secretion of this juice and its conversation and its conservation, not conversation, sorry, wrongly read there, and its conservation are regarded as a prerequisite for success in Vajroli. That means you just imagine retention of the Chandra here, the skull, is important for the practice of Vajroli. Now, a person like, not say about others, like me only, a person like me who is having urges for satisfaction in the life itself, having desire to have gulab jamun, sheer is getting leaked down, having desire for going to a very nature's beauty or the आज कल हमारे हम दोनों मियाँ बीवी के मन में आया कि क्यों ना हम तुम्हारी 50वीं सालगिरह जो है हम कश्मीर में जाके मनाए। मैं बोला हाँ, आतंकवादियों के बीच में गोली खाने के लिए है। तो अभी ऐसे डिजायर अभी भी हैं। So if this kind of desire is still existing, then how that Shira is going to become stable there? It is not. Are we having such desires? I am earnestly waiting for me to come to that point of time when I'm completely sublimed into that static energy and becoming one with the self. ऐसा तो कभी सोचते नहीं, ऐसा तो कभी विचार आता नहीं। जब कभी लेक्चर्स होते हैं, यहाँ वहां सुनते हैं, कभी भगवत गीता के सेशंस अभी आशा मैडम से ही सुनते हैं, तो ऐसे लगता है कि कौन से जन्म में ऐसे होगा, इस जन्म में होगा कि नहीं होगा ये सोचते नहीं है, कौन से जन्म में हमारा होगा पता नहीं, ऐसा सोचते हैं। But if this janma is there for you, why not take this as the platform for the same? Maybe in this just janma itself it is possible. Why not we think about it? So such kind of gesture is very essential for us to understand and get delineated from all the material expectations and get disconnected totally. So this is what the Kaivaladham is also trying to explain us. Let us move to 84th shloka. Mehanena shanaihi samyag urdhva आकुंचनम अभ्यसेत पूरशो अपि अथवा nari vajroli siddhim apnuyat. Now here he makes it very clear. कई बार ऐसे मुझे स्टूडेंट्स लोग पूछते हैं, सर आप जब भी हमको पढ़ाते हैं तो हमको यही दिमाग में आता है कि उस समय खाली योग का अभ्यास सिर्फ मेल्स ही किया करते थे, फीमेल्स कभी नहीं करती थी, क्योंकि फीमेल्स को कभी भी संदर्भ नहीं किया गया है. फीमेल्स आर नॉट पॉइंटेड out in any of the yogic texts. Why is it so? Females were not practicing that time. So I have told them that no, it's not so. Females were also practicing, and if you want to have a reference of the text for the same, then you please read Vajroli, where in the 84th shloka, Swatmaramji makes it very clear whether it is male or whether it is female, both can go ahead with that kind of experience. Men as well as women can attain success in Vajroli, he says, if they gradually acquire skill. Which skill? Listen carefully. If they gradually acquire skill in raising the secretions in the pelvic region. The secretions in the pelvic region, the orgasmic fluid Raja in female, and in the male, the semen, which gets ejaculated. So they should acquire the skill to raise it within and retain it by appropriately contracting the inner organs at the pelvic region. अब ऐसे कौन से practices हैं जो हमें ऐसा करने में मदद करेंगे? If I want to bring about the specification of Gheranda Samhita here, which the mudra of Tadagi, that is Tadagi mudra, is one of the best mudra which should be practiced before Uddiyana Bandha independently, where we will learn to retain Uddiyan Bandh for a longer period. और ये उड्डयन बंद करने के लिए और तड़ाकी मुद्रा करते हुए, उड्डयन बंद करते हुए, अगर आपको आगे जाके नौली करनी है तो हमने सुपाइन नौकासन में contraction and relaxation of the genitals we should do, and that is known as Ashwamudra as well as Ashwini Mudra. Now Ashwamudra is contraction and relaxation of the pelvic front, that is the genital part, and Ashwini Mudra is the contraction and relaxation of the anal region. And if in that supine Naukasan, or many a times it is called as Drona Asan. Drona means the bowl pose, where both the extremities are raised, the head here and the legs here, and hands are kept parallel to the floor. And in that position, you did this exercise, I would say. And you can relate it with the inhalation and exhalation. Of course, this is going to happen in our practical class, because when you exhale, you are supposed to contract, and when you inhale, you are supposed to release or relax. That is where this contraction and relaxation helps you to make your pelvic region strengthen, and the ability to release the orgasmic fluid or the ejaculated fluid out is retained within, and you will never come across in the sense the delayed of ejaculation or the release of the orgasmic fluid can be ensured with this kind of practice. And many a times we teach such practices for people who are suffering from premature ejaculation, from problems related to impotency. There are people who are going through psychological issues of performance anxiety and all, and when they come to us for counseling and they want us to understand the subject and make themselves healthy, then we teach them such practices. And personally, we make them understand what are the other things that they need to be observing. Now, is this that we are helping them to become more potential with their energies and enjoy their sexual life? No. Somewhere the advice is also given. Ki see, if you have come across this problem of impotency or premature ejaculation or something like that, it is because of the weakness which has caused these things happening to you. And those weakness have come to you because of the higher expectations, because of the attachments, because of the doubts that you have created for yourself. And this material expectations or understandings that we are going through need to be controlled by coming more to spirituality. What is that spirituality over there? That this is the energy which is existing in our body, which should be streamed or it should be channelized towards the self realization and not towards the enjoyment of sexuality. So here the things are made clear to the people, and the mere expectation of becoming more potential and carrying out those activity is somewhere left out in a corner, and they become a good yoga students. And there are many students in my 15 years career itself, it has happened with me that they have become good yoga practitioners, and today they say the all the urges and the pent up desires have been given nicely vent, sir, because of this yogic journey. And that itself is an achievement. So Vajroli should be taken as that source where it is going to help us to control our emotions and channelize the energy to move our path. Having understood this, let us go to the next. Before going to the next, if there is any doubt in your mind, because 82, 83, and 84 was just like giving, and there are three more which are going to give you more introduction. So if there is any doubt in your mind as I am saying, please stop me, Ashutosh sir, Sunil sir, wherever you would like to hear anything related to this kind of practices and how we are going ahead with that with the explanation. Next, यत्नतः शस्तनालेन फुत्कारं वज्रकन्दरे शनैः शनैः प्रकुर्वित वायु संचार कारणात्. One should with effort blow into the urethra through a prescribed tube. This is to be done again and again for passing air through the urethra. Now, let me be very clear that this is not something which is very unnatural. This is not something which is, exaggeration. This is not something which is very wrong. In fact, I should make it very clear to you all that this is also a part of purification. What is that purification? The purification of the urinary tract, which we call as urethra. Urethra is the tube or the pipeline from the bladder through our genitals for passing out the urine. And we are inserting a tube-like structure into this passage and blowing through that tube into the bladder. Just imagine, bladder is the organ in our body which is connected to the kidneys. From the kidneys, the unwanted things which are in the circulation after purification are coming to the bladder and they are urinated out. See, very simple and very clear understanding of the anatomical action. Now, what is that anatomical action? That the heart pumps the blood throughout the body. The oxygenated blood is going to each and every cell and getting deoxygenated. It is not that the blood is impure, but it is a deoxygenated blood. And the same circulation of the blood is happening through our kidneys. And it is the kidney which purifies the blood. It is the kidney which purifies the blood. And after through that glomerulus, it is like the funnel shape inside our kidney. Through that glomerulus, as the purification is taking place, all the unwanted ingredients of the body are taken out, and when they are taken out, where they reach, they are going to the bladder and we are urinating it out. अगर आपके 5 से 6 का जो ब्लड आपके शरीर में होता है, उसमें अगर पानी की कमी आ जाती है, तो पेशाब करते समय आपको जलन या पीलापन दिखाई देता है. That itself tells you that your blood is becoming more acidic. To make it more alkaline, please drink more water. अब एक बात कहता हूं दोस्तों, अब ये तो एक जनरल नॉर्मल पर्सन का एनाटॉमी फिजियोलॉजी मैंने आपको एक्सप्लेन कर दिया. What about a yogi? A yogi who has been doing all kind of purifications, षटकर्म का अभ्यास, कपालभाति का अभ्यास, वो करते हुए उन्होंने नाड़ी शोधन का अभ्यास किया, प्राणायाम का अभ्यास किया, पूरे शरीर को स्वस्थ बना दिया, शरीर में किसी भी प्रकार की बीमारियां नहीं. और ये जब शरीर स्वस्थ हो, तो ऐसा आपको नहीं लगता कि अब किडनी के अंदर प्यूरिफिकेशन होगा क्या? पूरा ब्लड प्यूरिफाइड है, पूरा यहाँ का मस्तिष्क, पूरी नाड़ियां प्योर है. देयर इज नथिंग टू बी प्यूरिफाइड एनी मोर. So what is going to come into the bladder? Nothing. So now the bladder is not organ of urinary system, but now the bladder is the organ of realizing the self. लेकिन वो ब्लैडर को उस लायक पहले बनाना होगा आपको. जब तक आप ब्लैडर को उस लायक बनाते नहीं, यानी अपने चरित्र के अंदर वो चेंजेस लाते नहीं, अपनी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स को पूरी तरह से बदलकर योगी की कैरेक्टरिस्टिक बनाते नहीं, वज्रोली आपके लिए नहीं है. As simple. So here this foundation which is laid by Swatmaram ji is very clear for us, and he says कि कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा बहुत तो इधर उधर तो इंप्यूरिटी रहेगा ना, तो वो इंप्यूरिटी कैसे निकाला जाए? लेट अस डू इट फ्रॉम द अदर चैनल इटसेल्फ. यहां से आंख, कान, नाक, मुंह, रात सुबह उठते ही दांत घसना, फिर वो वमन करके उल्टी करना या वस्त्र करके सब कचरा बाहर निकालना, और फिर कपालभाति करते हुए मस्तिष्क को प्यूरिफाई करना, और उसके बाद में नाड़ी शुद्धि करते हुए एक एक नाड़ी को शुद्ध कर देना, फिर प्राणायाम करते करते ऐसे लेवल में आ जाना कि पूरा शरीर एकदम हल्का महसूस कर रहा है. लाघवम. भैया ये तो तुमने बहुत अच्छा कर लिया, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं कुछ ना कुछ रेसिड्यू इधर उधर तो रह गए होंगे. वो रेसिड्यू का अगर कभी ब्लैडर में है तो उसको भी हमको प्यूरिफाई करना है. और वो करने के लिए हियर ही सेज you should be able to insert a tube into the urethra from the penis. He mentions that word. From the penis of the male, you have to insert the tube, and through that tube you have to blow. So what is written? One should, with effort, blow into the urethra through a prescribed tube. This is to be done again and again for passing air through the urethra. Now there is one note given here. Reference here is to performance, which is the cleansing process like the other kriyas of Hatha Yoga. The object of this performance seems to be removing any irritants or impurities which may lurk in the urethra and act as constant sexual excitants. एनीथिंग, ऐसा कहते हैं ना, अभी जैसे कि हमने प्राणायाम के अंदर ये भी सीखा, प्राणायाम के चैप्टर में, कि जैसे जैसे हम प्राणायाम करते जाते हैं तो क्या होने लगता है? मूत्र पुरुष दे गेट रेड्यूस्ड नहीं, वो शरीर में से अब कुछ कचरा बचा ही नहीं है, तो कहां से एक्सक्रीशन के लिए एक्सक्रीटा आएगा? कहां से यूरिन के अंदर यूरिनरी ब्लैडर में यूरिन आएगा फ्रॉम किडनीज, अगर शरीर के अंदर कुछ इंप्यूरिटीज बची ही नहीं है? तो दिस फैक्ट इज वेरी क्लियर हियर कि दिस एक्सरसाइज इज फ्रॉम द अदर एंड टू प्यूरिफाई द सेम. द नेक्स्ट श्लोका सेज नारी भगे. नारी भगे इज द पेल्विक रीजन. नारी भगे, whether it is for male or whether it is for female, the pelvis is known as nari bhaga. Nari bhage patadvindum अभ्यसेन ऊर्ध्वम आहारेत चलितम च नीजम बिंदुम ऊर्ध्वम आकृष्य rakshayet. Now he is talking about some fluid to be poured through that tube into the pelvic region. The fluid poured from Sushumna into the pelvic region should be raised by the practice. And as once fluid begins to move downwards, it should be saved from destruction by exerting an upward pull. Okay, now it is not the flow of the fluid through the tube, but it is talking about the nectar which is flowing through the Sushumna, and that nectar is none other than that of the Chandra, which Strava, which is coming down and which is getting wasted because of our sexual life. अब यहां पर वो क्या कह रहे हैं? अच्छा, ये जो मैंने आपसे कहा कि taking the liquid through the tube, this is also, I don't know whether it is there in Hatha Pradipika or some other text. Now I'm having that doubt in my mind. As we go ahead, we will be getting clarity over that. It is said that through that tube, we should be able to suck in the pure milk and purify the bladder region by inserting milk into it and then urinating the milk out of your genitals. वो शायद इसी बुक में आगे आएगा, but now he is talking about something else. What he is talking here, the fluid poured from the Sushumna into the pelvic region. Now, which is the fluid which is coming down to the pelvic region? Dekho, it is very clear that only when a male and a female come together and have desire for that intercourse, that the hormonal system is reacting to the intention, and the brain or the pituitary gland advises or instructs the testes as well as the ovaries to release the particular hormones, which in order to bring about that kind of suitable changes in their action, and that sexual activity is taken ahead. But now here he is talking about retaining the same, not to allow it to get wasted. He says should be raised by practice. The one which is getting released and coming down to the pelvis should not be allowed to come down to pelvis, but should be retained upward. As once fluid begins to move downwards, it should be saved from destruction. What is saved from destruction? We are into the when we are into that copulation, the male will release the ejaculation part and will get satiated. Now, that is what he says is not the practice of brahmacharya. So, the practice of brahmacharya should make you prepared to retain the fluid and sustain it up, not to have that desire of having that sexual enjoyment at all. This is what this is trying to make us understand. The note is written here by Kaivalyadham. I will read. I hope the same note is written in your book also. The pelvic region in males as well as females is here called as Nari Bhaga or Nari Bhaga, being another Sanskrit name for Surya, the sun. Nari Bhaga is here used for the entire region from the navel to the thighs. The lower portion of this region is also supposed to secrete a liquid which is to be raised mixed with the secretion from the Chandra at the latter's place of secretion. The lower liquid is your semen, the upper liquid is the Chandra. Now they both should be saved from releasing from their own point and mixed together to raise up or go up. The word Nija, you can underline this in your book. The word Nija emphasizes control over one's own fluids. This process has no reference to a member of other sex. This process has no reference to a member of other sex. That means two people are not trying to control their flow out. Rather, it is the self-control or it is the practice of brahmacharya which is to be understood and practiced in order to control the release of your energy. So you have to sustain it within. अब ये एक्सप्लेनेशन देने के बाद आगे क्या कहते हैं, एवं संरक्षयेद बिंदुम मृत्युम जयति योगविद मरणम बिंदु पातेन जीवनम बिंदु धारणात्। ये तो हम थोड़ी देर पहले बात की। बाय कीपिंग बिंदु सिक्योर in this manner, bindu is nothing but the, you can understand with the other way, the sexual energy or the semen. By keeping the bindu secure in this manner, the skillful yogi conquers or wards of the premature death, conquers death. जब इस तरह का आपका बिंदु सीक्रेट होकर बाहर की तरफ वेस्ट नहीं हो रहा हो, तो आप क्या करते हैं, उसको अंदर सिक्योर करके रिटेन करते हैं, एंड दिस काइंड ऑफ एक्शन इज ऑलवेज गोइंग टू हेल्प यू टू हैव अ लॉन्ग लाइफ, इनफैक्ट immortality, that means going towards moksha, because the destruction of this bindu, that means वहां लिखा हो ना, बिंदु पातेन मरणम जीवनम बिंदु धारणात्, ये जो दो शब्द यहां पर कहे गए हैं, बिंदु पातेन मरणम और जीवनम बिंदु धारणात्, तो जीवन अगर कभी आपने बिंदु को अंदर ही रिटेन किया, तो you are doing good to yourself with your sustaining power and helping yourself to raise on the levels of spirituality. But if the bindu pata, that means the falling of the bindu is taking place, then maranam is there, then there for you. So here he explains this, okay, destruction of the bindu brings death, and conservation of this bindu is long life or not going towards death. So here one thing is very clear, death before satisfactory progress is made in the right direction is premature. This explanation is again given. And now friends, this quality comes to us if we are practicing the whole pranayama beautifully. हमने सेकेंड चैप्टर के एंड में ये पढ़ा था कि हठ में सिद्धि कैसे प्राप्त की जा सकती। वपु कृशत्वम वदने प्रसन्नता, नाद सुटत्वम नयने सर्व सुनर मिले, अरोगता, और फिर लास्ट में क्या कहते हैं, बिंदु जयो अग्निदीपनम, अग्निदीपनम इज द लास्ट, बिंदु जयो यानी यू हैव टू रिटेन योर वाइटलिटी, डू नॉट अलाउ इट टू गेट वेस्टेड. So if you don't want to let it get wasted, you should be practicing pranayama, and that pranayam will become essential if you are practicing the Vajroli mudra. So here this is very clear for our understanding. आगे देखो, सुगंधो योगिनो देहे जायते बिंदु धारणात् यावद बिंदुः स्थिरो देहे तावत काल भयम कुतः. The same thing he is explaining, by preserving this bindu, the body of a yogi becomes fragrant, khushbudar, and so long as this bindu is held in the body, there need be no fear of premature death. Let me tell you friends, this is very clear. A person who is of very faulty characteristics, a person who is of wrong intentions, a person who is always having lust and desire existing in his mind, if you come across such person, you will also come across the foul smell emanating from such person. This is the truth which I am telling you. अगर हमें किसी पर्सन के बाजू में खड़े रहने से, बैठने से हमको ऐसे लगता है कि हम कहाँ फंस गए, हमको यहाँ से दूर भाग जाना चाहिए, क्योंकि the vibes which are existing in you are getting tormented because of the vibes which are existing in the other person. Your body is not ready to be there accepting the vibrations which are coming from the, because we are all only vibrations. As an individual, we are nothing but vibrations. ये vibrations collectively have given a shape, a body, a muscle and all. But ultimately, even quantum physics has gone to the extent and saying that the whole body is nothing but minute vibrations collectively coming together and giving you a rupa. So here, this is very clear. What Swatmaram ji is saying, कि if you are excelling in Bindu Dharana, your body will become fragrant. और इसमें कोई शक नहीं है. Since I am the one who have visited the Kumbh Mela, and I have seen the yogis who said कि पिछले कुंभ में नहाया था, अब मेरे नंबर जो है परसों लगने वाला है और मैं नहाने के लिए जाने वाला हूं, और वो योगी के बाजू में मैं बैठा हूं. मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है ये पिछले कुंभ में नहाया था और अभी तक नहाया नहीं, इसके बॉडी से तो कुछ भी बदबू नहीं आ रही, जबकि मैं यहाँ बैठा हूं तो मुझे खुशबू आ रही है. So that is where I realized कि how this yogi, they are into sadhana and keep themselves very pure from within. उनका चेहरा देखो और उनसे बातें करो तो कभी कभी ऐसा लगता है क्या बच्चे जैसी बातें कर रहा है ये योगी. वो तो मैच्योरिटी के ऐसे लेवल पे पहुंचा हुआ है जो तुम और हम मिलकर जो मैच्योरिटी कहते हैं ना, उसके डिक्शनरी में ही नहीं है वो मैच्योरिटी. ही इज सम अदर पर्सन. तो जस्ट इमेजिन, अब वो कह रहा है कि मेरा नंबर, मेरा जो ग्रुप है उसका नंबर परसों लगने वाला है और हम परसों अंदर जाने वाले हैं नहाने के लिए और हम शुद्ध हो जाएंगे. फिर मैंने पूछा, बाबा फिर उसके बाद में कब नहाएंगे? अगले कुंभ में. इट वॉज वेरी सिंपल. So you just imagine, he is coming there because he is like, having that nakshatra. आज हम सुबह नक्षत्र की बात कर रहे थे. They are also keeping this nakshatra in this their mind. वो मघा वाला नक्षत्र, वो 10th lunar mention, only then I will be getting into this water and making myself purified. What a beautiful way of explanation that yogi did, and that I realized कि सही में हमारा हठ योग is a pure science and these people are living that science. हम तो यहाँ बैठ के खाली किताबी चर्चा कर रहे हैं, लेकिन वहां पर तो वो किताब को जी रहे हैं. So this is how we need to understand these facts, and the body is becoming fragrant. तो वो कहते हैं कि यावत बिंदु, when the bindu is held in the body, tiroho dehe tavat kal bhayam kutah. If such a person who is having this kind of fragrance and retaining his bindu within, where there is a fear of death, ऐसे कह के हमें समझाया जा रहा है कि प्लीज कम टू दैट state of a hatha yogic lifestyle where you will be able to go ahead in the practice of वज्रोली. आगे क्या कहते हैं? चित्तायत्तम नृणाम शुक्रम शुक्रायत्तम च जीवितम तस्मात् शुक्रम रक्षणीयम योगभिश्च प्रयत्नतः. Now here, चित्तायत्तम नृणाम शुक्रम शुक्रायत्तम च जीवितम, men, or you can say including women. Shukra, the bindu referred to above, can be controlled by their mind. सब कुछ कहां है? माइंड में है. आपका रिटेंशन, आपका कंट्रोल अगर वहां आ गया तो समझ लो कि आपका शुक्रपात होगा ही नहीं. सो द होल लाइफ डिपेंड्स अपॉन द मेंटल इंटेंशन दैट यू आर हैविंग टुवर्ड्स योर डिजायर्स. If your desires are no more, if they are dead, where is the question of Shukrapat? That is taken control of. The Shukra should therefore be guarded by the yogis with all their efforts. Of course, they are guarded with their efforts of the yogic practices. Now, here, reference is to the voluntary control over the spinal secretions which the yogi can acquire by practice. The word used for the secretions here is Shukra. Now, which are these practices? जैसे मैं थोड़ी देर पहले बोला कि हो सकता है, it may be तड़ाकी मुद्रा, it can be उडियान बंद, it may be the Dronasana with the Ashwini mudra and Ashwa mudra. All these practices they may be doing and going through the experience of the same. So this is where you are building a huge retention ability, and Vajroli is the hallmark of control of desires related to sexuality, or you can say sex. आगे, अथ सहजोली. What is सहजोली? सहजोलिश्च अम्रोलिश्च Vajrolya eva bhedatah. There are two types of Vajroli, and one is Sahajoli and the other one is Amroli. Jale subhasma निक्षिप्य दग्ध गोमय संभवम वज्रोलिम मैथुनम वज्रोलि मैथुना ऊर्ध्वम स्त्री पूंसोः स्वांग लेपनम आसीनयोः सुखेनैव मुक्त व्यापारयोः क्षणात्. Now, what is the English translation saying? Sahajoli and Amroli are nothing more than the two variants of Vajroli. One, the yogi or the yogini, as the case may be, should, after mixing the two juices, secretions from the upper and the lower parts by performing Vajroli, forthwith besmear his or her body with the ashes of the burnt cow dung mixed with water and sit in a state of bliss, unmindful of any worldly behavior during that space of time. Now, here Shana means at least some duration of time. Okay. Now, here try to understand Sahajoli, Amroli. These are the two types of variants of Vajroli Mudra. Whether it is yogi or yogini, he or she, what they should do after mixing the two juices. अब यहां पर क्या हो गया मालूम है? Even if you read the Jyotsna book by Brahmananda ji, who has done commentary on Hatha Pratipika, he literally goes ahead and says that the male and the female are copulating, they are having sexual intercourse. Either the Shukra is released by the male or it is released by the female. Either of the two, the one who has not released should suck up the other fluid. And as you suck it into through your genitals and retain it within you, after that retention of the mixture of the fluid in you, you should go ahead and besmear your body with the burnt ash of the cow dung. And you should be just sitting, focusing on the oneness with the self, unmindful of any other worldly behavior during that space of time, during that shana, during that moment of the secretion retained within. अब ये तो का वेरिए मतलब एक्सप्लेनेशन था. अगर आप बिहार स्कूल ऑफ योगा की बुक ले लें हठ प्रतिपिका की, तो उसमें उन्होंने लिटरली कहा है कि ये तंत्र विद्या है और इस तंत्र विद्या में females are utilized as objects of attaining siddhi or of going to self-realization, or males are becoming objects for females to attain siddhi for females and go for self-realization. Now, siddhi is some supernatural power, and they have gone into the extension of saying it and claiming it that such kind of tantra practice is being carried out at various places, and that is kept a great secret. But at the same time, once a yogi matures to that level, then the yogi and the yogini comes together and goes through this sexual method, and they do not have any desire of enjoyments of physical pleasure, but the pleasure of retaining the fluid within an attainment of self-realization is what is the ultimate aim. ऐसे कहा जाता है, लेकिन आपसे कह देता हूं, यहां पर जो दूसरा वर्णन किया जा रहा है, the other aspect or the other side, I should say. I am not saying that Bihar School of Yoga is wrong or what Brahmanand ji said is wrong. But what I am saying, this is one side. Let us think on the other side also. What is the other side? The Nari Bhaga releasing the fluid is the female agency in the one's body, whether you are male or female. And the one which is released from the top, it is from the Shiva Sthana. So that is the male secretion coming down. So as you are having that control on your desires, on your material aspects, this upper fluid is becoming mixed with the lower one, and both the fluids are raised up, and you are attaining bliss. Now there is no sex, there is no copulation, there is no intercourse as such. Only an individual is using his own or her own female energy and male energy which is existing within to raise it up to that level where it is giving that ultimate blissful experience of becoming one with the self. क्या हकीकत में ऐसा कोई फ्लूइड रिलीज होता है? क्या हकीकत में ऐसा कुछ है? ये भी एक मेथड है आपको और मुझे समझाने का कि सी देयर इज another aspect to the desires that we have in our material mundane life, and this is the desire of becoming one with self. So how to become one with self? Forget about the secretion of the shukra and all. You are taking your attention to overcome all the desires, all the sensual objects are completely disconnected, as Bhagavad Gita says. And once you are aloof out of all these things, you will find that exposure to the truth itself. जहां एक तरफ आपको अंधेरा है और दूसरी तरफ उजाला है, लेकिन आपकी पीठ उजाले की तरफ है और आपका चेहरा किसके तरफ है? अंधेरे की तरफ। तो आपको क्या ही दिखाई देता है? सब अंधेरा ही दिखाई देता है। वो अंधेरे के अंदर आप उजाला ढूंढते हो, लेकिन उजाला तो वहां है नहीं। तो आप क्या करते हो? आप उस उजाले की तरफ जाने की कोशिश करते हो जो एक्चुअली ऑन द अदर साइड एग्जिस्ट करता है। द मोमेंट यू टर्न योर आईज ब्लाइंड टू द ignorance which is in the form of darkness in front of you, what comes in front of you is the bright light of knowledge, and immediately that becomes more and more brighter in you and you get connected with it and you rise. अब ये जो भाषा हमने भगवत गीता की समझी, यहां पर हठ योग प्रदीपिका में या हठ प्रदीपिका में स्वात्माराम जी ने इसको प्रैक्टिकली आपको रिसोर्स करके बताने की कोशिश की कि देयर इज वन फ्लूइड which is getting released from the top, that is the male. The one which is released from the bladder is the female one. If you are able to control the ejaculation from the genitals and retain it within and try to raise it up along with the upper energy and move up, that is where you are becoming self-realized. ये उन्होंने क्या किया मालूम है? वज्रोली मुद्रा के नाम पे हमको एक आलंब दे दिया, और आलंब क्या दे दिया कि तुम इस ऑब्जेक्ट के ऊपर फोकस करो एंड दिस ऑब्जेक्ट विल लीड यू इनटू सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन। हमें ये समझ में आना चाहिए। मेनी पीपल दे थिंक वाओ देयर इज अ मेथड ऑफ एंजॉयिंग सेक्स इन हठ योगा आल्सो। ऐसे भी लोग हैं। जब मैं एज अ स्टूडेंट व्हेन आई वाज लिसनिंग टू माय टीचर, लिटरली इट केम फ्रॉम द माउथ ऑफ अ स्टूडेंट, वाओ मजा है फिर तो हठ योगी लोगों का भी है। एक तरफ ऐसे रहो और दूसरी तरफ ऐसे रहो, फिर क्या फायदा ये साइंस में आके? बट द वे द टीचर एक्सप्लेन द सब्जेक्ट, दैट वाव वाज टेकन विद इन एंड दैट पर्सन वाज मेड साइलेंस। दिस इज नॉट द वाव विच यू आर थिंकिंग फ्रॉम योर माइंड, बिकॉज योर थिंकिंग इज लाइक दैट। दिस इज दैट वाव विच विल कनेक्ट यू विद द सेल्फ, एंड देयर यू शुड से वाव व्हाट अ मेथड टू गेट कनेक्टेड विद द सेल्फ, not to understand the physical enjoyment of the life or the things. So this is where the Sahajoli literally is trying to make you understand the union of these two energies within you, her and her. That is where the Hatha Yoga is coming into existence. The two energy becoming united and balanced and raising up. तो ये समझने के बाद हम आगे बढ़ते हैं। I will take this shloka and stop. सहजोलीरियम प्रोक्ता श्रद्धेया योगी बिहि सदा अयम शुभकरो योगो योगी मुक्ति विमुक्तिदः. Yogis should have an unfailing faith in Sahajoli as described above. This yoga practice is auspicious and brings salvation to the yogi. Verily, it bestows salvation on him or her. This is what I explained just to you all. And now see the next shloka, what it says. Ayam yogaha punyavatam dhiranam tattvadarshinam nimartsaranam siddhyet na tu matsara shalinam. The courageous and the pious yogis who have an insight into the reality and are in no way selfish. No way selfish का मतलब क्या हुआ? Self seeking. Not in the self seeking ones which are to the self realization, but to enjoy the desires of the body, succeed in this yoga. So they are no way selfish to fulfill the desire of the body, but they are the self seeking one. And that is where they succeed in yoga. So you need to become courageous, you need to become pious, pure yogi who is having an insight into the reality and knowing the truth, and not just coming to yoga because it contains some kind of practice where you can enjoy life also. So enjoying life materially is something, and enjoying life which is going to seek spirituality is something. We need to understand where we are leading ourselves into. So this way Sahajoli is understood and explained. I would like to stop here so that in the next class we will discuss about Amroli, and that is also very interesting. And I will take support of Brahmananji's commentary to explain you about Amroli also, because there he gives literally in his own understanding. जो योगी ने प्रैक्टिस किया हो और प्रैक्टिस करते हुए अगर कभी वो अपना एक्सप्लेनेशन लिखता हो तो उसको समझने का एक अलग ही आनंद होता है. तो नेक्स्ट क्लास में आई विल बी हैविंग दैट बुक ऑफ कमेंट्री विथ मी, एंड आई विल बी लिटरली रीडिंग the shlokas, how he explains Amroli to all of us. But let us have some charcha for 2 to 3 minutes on this Vajroli, if there is anything in your mind. I hope the way I have tried to make you people understand and clarify your mind, it is clear to you. It is not the vulgarism that we were talking about, but it is the self-realization we were really trying to understand the aspect of Vajroli. Okay. So thank you, friends. The platform is open for discussion. Sir, you are muted.
There must be, I mean, I don't know much of Tantra, and this one also I'm reading for the first time. But in Tantra, to the best of my knowledge and understanding, Maithun or the sexual activity is used as a means of ascension.
Yeah,
formally, right? Whereas here, this is used as a mudra, right? So, which is here the thing is, I mean, like I said, this is just from what the excellent articulation that you have made of Vajroli today. This seems to be a kind of manipulation of the, shall we say, physiology, to be able to achieve a certain end. So while the two, because of the involvement of the kind of genitals, maybe it sounds similar, but I feel that there may be a fair amount difference between Tantra and the Vajroli and Sahajoli.
There is difference, and let me be very clear. In Tantra or in the Tantric Vidya, the involvement of the opposite sex as well as flesh as well as alcohol is also utilized in order to go ahead and try to create such kind of energy development or achievement or attainment of energies. But at the same time, the caution is given, okay, if you fail on that path, you will fall into the pit so deep that you will take at least all the 84 lakh yonis to come out of it and again come back to the human race and start practicing. So it is better not to think about it and not to talk about it. But the shortcut always pulls people, and that is where we fail. So what you said is very true. And if you want to understand this more, Bihar School of Yoga has come out with a very beautiful book known as Kriya Yoga by means of Tantra. And it is a very huge fat book talking about all the Hatha Yogic text and giving us the understanding of how Hatha Yogis of the Nath cult and the other lineage, they have come across with various explanations of their own to create such kind of self-realization happening through the method of Tantra, where many more other things were utilized along with the sexuality or alcohol or along with flesh. So, if anyone interested, they should refer those books and get the knowledge of the same. कभी कभी मैं वो बुक पढ़ता हूँ तो मेरा दिमाग खराब हो जाता है, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अच्छा है कि मैं ये ना पढ़ूं। तो ये भी मैं बता देता हूँ कि a person who may not like such kind of language or the expressions will not be able to read that book. It is so open and so you can say clarity is given to understand it. So I closed that book and kept it aside. It is there in the library, but I never go through it. It's like that. Yeah.
On the other hand, while it's time, so we will I will reserve my comment for the next class.
Sure.
So let's do. Oh, Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnam Utachate, Purnasya, Purnam Adaya, Purnam Eva Vashishyate. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Okay. Dr. Popatka, sir, your turn again this week.
There's a lot of noise going on in the background of my place. That's why it's a little difficult for me today. Anyway, so yeah, let us start. Anyone who wants to share last week's experiences is welcome to start. Mahendra ji is there? Yeah.
He's joining through the phone, so I'm not sure how.
Yeah, morning.
Okay, yeah.
No, he's
Am
there.
I audible?
Yes.
Yes,
Am
you're
I
audible.
That time the light went on, the electricity switched off, and I was reminded that yesterday there was a notice that there will be no electricity for 6 hours today due to an annual maintenance. So, since there is no electricity, is it audible now?
Better,
You're
yes.
audible, sir.
Yes, you're audible, sir.
You're audible.
Yeah. Since there is no electricity, the Wi-Fi also went off. Living in an area where the mobile connectivity is also very poor. So in any case, I am able to find a corner of the house where some connection is there. And finally, I was able to join Shabir Bhai's class at Shloka 82 when Vajroli started. So it was a very nice class, in fact. And I was just observing. If there was no connectivity, I would have missed a very important class today. So the life goes on, and I find that every minute there is an opportunity to have one or the other thing. You should not miss out. And I was, with God's grace, I was able to utilize this time on phone also. A very nice clarification, Shabir Bhai, you have given. And if it is seen from a distant angle, we said that the objectivity is also a part of yoga studies. If looking one aspect from a distance, there is a beautiful analysis you have done. Not seen from the concept of this, even the Kama Sutras are also there. But it's a beautiful structure, beautiful, the text is a unique text written. So I was, I have been able to grasp quite a lot, although the voice was breaking, but the book was also there. So somehow I was able to connect whatever you said. It was a nice lecture. I'm definitely going to go through the book of Bihar School of Yoga, which I have. So there is nothing wrong if we look into from that aspect, at least clarity you will have. And you will not be able to jump into or find out a shortcut. When I was going for some time to Dhiren Brahmachari's ashram, somebody told that he was in very much this action, this Vajroli. And he was able to, maybe off the record, but this was the ongoing talk that he was able to suck mercury from his genital. That's what he was doing. That's what the talk going on in the ashram by many. How much is fact, I don't know. That's why it says beyond the topic. But today I realized that there might have been something. Definitely there might have been something, they were not, flying in the air. They must have gone deep into the subject and tried to have the experience. And that might be one of their experiences to go into that path. So your lecture was fine, Shabir Bhai. There's nothing wrong in it. Interested. Only thing is that we have to keep little distance of what is this. That's why I look into it. Thanks.
Yeah. My experience of last week was that, we did this Surya Namaskar twice. Once with Vishnuji and the other time yesterday with Jaykumarji. And when we did it the first time with Vishnuji, I was not sure whether I will be able to do all the 12 that he asked us to do with a gap. But I managed to do all the 12 and I did not feel fatigued. So that was a very positive thing. And I think because he went on step by step, giving a slight pause between the two steps. I think that helped. That helped me, it looks like. So I quite enjoyed. But I was wondering whether Surya Namaskar is part of Hatha Yoga.
It is not. In none of the Hatha Yogic texts, Surya Namaskar has been mentioned.
So is it an adaptation from the Tibetan monks?
Let me tell you, Surya Namaskar is an exercise, sir. It is not at all a approach of yoga. In fact, since it is more yogic, or it looks like yoga postures, it has been imbibed by yoga schools in the routine. Otherwise, Surya Namaskar is nowhere found in any of the yoga texts, if you see.
So what is the origin of it and should we practice it?
We should practice. The origin of Surya Namaskar is from Rigveda itself, where it is very clearly said that you should express your obedience to Lord Sun. It is very clearly said. Rigveda is the text, or you can say Vedic text, which makes it very clear and the importances of giving your obedience to Lord Sun and how you should be doing. Though the performance of the postures have not been mentioned in Rigveda, there is only Naman by making the hands doing that is only given. And this whole routine of 12 postures is being created by the contemporary yoga teachers only. And it has started from various ends. And you will find different types of Surya Namaskar coming into existence. But what you have been learning or doing is the traditional one, and that is the best one for our ability or our type of body.
It was the history, recent history shows that it was popularized by the Raja, Barrister Appa Pant, who was the India's High Commissioner in many Commonwealth countries, and wherever he went, he took Surya Namaskar.
This is the claim by these people, but there are other claims also.
Okay.
So we cannot say which is the true one
Right.
or from where it started. But people started practicing this kind of connecting asanas to one another, because in yoga, if you are performing a posture, it has to be performed individually and with lot of composure, or you can say steadiness and relaxation. Where in the routine of the performance of Surya Namaskar, unless and until the 12 postures are completed, you are not relaxing as such. It is a continuous flow
Yeah.
from one portion to the other. So it becomes an exercise.
Yeah.
So exercise is different and yoga is different.
Right. So when we finally decide our routine, what place should Surya Namaskar have in it?
Sukshma Vyayam and Surya Namaskar should go hand in hand.
Okay.
And there should be a gap between Surya Namaskar and the performance of asanas. I make sure that at least